Good morning, Pokefans. Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and we're going to continue our seasonal rank climb using a team that we built from scratch. Knowing the information that we got yesterday with all the dupes and everything like that, we had 2 ponies, 2 Miraidons, and we called it good, right? Only 4. Today, we'll be doing 5. I don't really have a lot of updates. As you guys can see, I'm clearly over at the Ogre ousting, so whenever I get the chance, when I'm not recording, I'm going to be doing this. So wish me luck and getting the fresh start mochis that I need to start upgrading the team a little bit better. So yeah, I don't really have anything else. Nothing too exciting for this week as of right now. I know that we have a team meeting tomorrow. Well, technically today for Wednesday, but I don't really have anything. So happy Wednesday, folks. The work week is almost over, and I don't know if I'm working this Saturday. Hopefully not. Fingers are crossed. But if I do, then I do. If I don't, yay. More time for me to sleep. Anyways, let's get into our 5 matches and let's hope that we get into rank 9 or even Ultra Ball. Let's go. Okay, we have Miraidon, Whimsicott, I think Chimchao. I think that's Chimecho. It's called Chimecho. Anyway, Landorus and Carnage. Yes. Hisuian, Arcanine, and a regular Ogerpon, so the grass one. So it has a different item because you don't have to use the mask to get Terra Grass. This is going to be very interesting. I don't know what Chimecho does. I am very familiar with the rest, so I'm a little skeptical of what I should do when that Pokemon hits the field. Hopefully it's not going to catch me off guard as I'm trying to get through this. We're going to move on with these 2 though, so that way we can kind of do a little bit more damage. We'll bring in Urshifu, and then Ogerpon comes in at the end. We're running with this squad so that we can kind of get the KO. We're not doing Kyogre because it would buff up their Landorus, and I don't want their Landorus being buffed up at all. If I could take away their buffs, it's great. But I think Miraidon's going to come out first. It's Landorus and Whimsicott. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and Tailwind and Ice Spinner into Landorus to get the KO, unless they get the unless they swap Terra, anything. I mean, it could also be Sash, but it's unlikely. Tailwind goes up. I go fast. They match Tailwinds. Let's go. Okay. Ice Spinner. Into Landorus. It lives because of Sash. Not bad. Okay. Nasty plot. I don't know how to feel about that one. Let's Terra, Bleak Wind Storm. And I'll just go ahead and hit that slot again. I think Whimsicott is going to have Encore, so Terra Darking here is actually my one of my better options. That way I don't have to worry about either one of these getting hit with Prankster. I don't think I outspeed Landorus with Tornadus. I might, but I'm not sure. Landorus protects. Ice Spinner goes into the Protect. Is Whimsicott going to attack? I'm faster than it. Interesting. That's 1 hit. So we're at both even tier, speed tiers. Tailwind, I mean. Out comes Miraidon. Now Miraidon's most likely going to be the one carrying the extra. And what I mean by extra, it's probably going to be the Terra target, in which I don't know what it's going to be. But I'm going to go ahead and Bleak Wind Storm and Ice Spinner into Miraidon. Here comes the Terra. It is Miraidon. Terra Fairy. Okay. So technically it doesn't really matter what it's going to do. Tornadus is going to live because it has Sap. Ice Spinner is going to attack first because I'm either winning the 50-50s or they're not building that much HP into it. But it is surviving a lot more hits, so that's good to know. Tornadus goes next, Misses Landorus, hits the Miraidon, does not get the KO, but drops its speed. Sandstorm Storm. Interesting developments. That Landorus surviving Bleakwind Storm was super interesting. Now, Landorus doing that much damage is pretty self-evident, right? No other Pokemon's gonna have Life Orb because Landorus hasn't. And that's because of Sheer Force. Sheer Force has to have... Well, let me put it this way. When Sheer Force is on a Pokemon, secondary moves get... or secondary effect moves get negated, but it buffs their power by, I think, 30%. So with Life Orb going up another 30, you get 60% increases, which is strong. Incredibly strong. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit you, and then hit you. Strikes. This is gonna KO Landorus. No, Landorus didn't have Life Orb. It had the Sash. So it just did that much damage. Right? That's insane. But Landorus goes down. Ivy Cudgel. Goes right into this Miraidon. Gets the KO. And now we finally get to see their fourth Pokemon, which may or may not be incredibly strong. I'm not sure, but our Tailwinds are gone. But I don't think it really matters at this point. I honestly don't. I don't know what that is. And it's Arcanine. Ouch. 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 Why ouch? Well, I can do this for one. I think the battle's over. Nope. Okay. So I'm going to do this. So no Will-O-Wisp, no Extreme Speeds, none of that goes over into that slot. Insurgent Strikes is going to get the... Yeah. Yeah, I figured that. It's ×4 against water, since it's fire rock. I know the weaknesses of Hisuian Arcanine all too well, which is why I go Terra Normal for one, Terra Water for second. It's incredibly strong, super powerful to deal with. But if you can outspeed your opponents and like burn them with like Will-O-Wisp or hit them with the extreme speeds, it can do a ton of damage and get set up pretty well. Okay. Ooh, interesting. We have Umbreon, Zapdos, Kyogre, Rillaboom, Ogerpon, and this is the water, and Sneasler. So I do have a couple of options for what they have on their side of the field. I do have to worry about a couple of things, but I think I'll be fine everywhere else. We'll be using Tornadus, and I kind of want to go in with Urshifu. I mean, we could do that. What happens if I bring out Fluttermane against this team? Ogerpon's going to be, at least my Ogerpon's going to take some sort of hits. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with Urshifu just to kind of get us start us off. Then if I need to swap out, we can do Fluttermane. Actually, let's start here, go there, and then end there. We don't need to bring in Chien-Pao. Although Chien-Pao would be useful here, I don't think that it's going to be our best asset. I think saving Urshifu to like later on to deal with Kyogre is going to be the best course of action, but we do also have Ogerpon that can also take care of that slot. So here we go. Here we go. Sneasler and Kyogre. We get the booster energy on the Fluttermane. Okay, we do have to worry about Fake Out, so let's go ahead and protect here. And just to kind of do a little bit of damage, let's do this. Because I'm worried about the Fake Out on Sneasler. Now they open up with Kyogre, so if I can kind of figure out a way to bring out my Pokemon, I should be fine. Like Ogerpon, if I can bring out my Ogerpon, I'll be set. They're gonna Terra turn 1. This is probably gonna go Kyogre. This heavily suggests that this is an offensive build, which is going to be using something. Tornadus is going to protect. By something, I mean it's either Water Spout, Origin Pulse. That Dire Claw goes right into Flutter Mane. Origin Pulse. Gotcha. It's a no fake out from the Sneasler. Okay. Flutter Mane goes down, which I am okay with. So I'm going to bring out Ogerpon. Ogerpon breaks the mold. Tailwind, so I go fast. And I think Kyogre is going to protect here. I'm going to Ivy... No. I'm going to Ivy Cudgel into Sneasler. Because I think it's going to protect. Sneasler protects. Did they go for the double? Please go for the double. They did not. Oh, that sucks. That would have been great to hit that Kyogre with my move. Origin Pulse. KOs the Ogerpon. That has to be Spect Kyogre. But I also misjudged a lot. A lot. Okay. So Bleakland Storm. And I'm just going to go ahead and close combat the Kyogre. Have not passed the beginning team, so hopefully I can do something. And if I would have went after the Kyogre, I think I would have gotten that KO. I should have. My gut was telling me to do that, but I was also second guessing myself because I thought it's an obvious thing to swap automatically, you know? Umbreon. Shiny. Showing off the swag. Close combat. It's pretty close to Kyogre. Does not get the KO though. Gets really, really close. The defense drops. Bleakland Storm 100%. Gets Kyogre the KO. Now, because they swapped, I'm pretty set to be able to knock out this Umbreon. I do have to play around. Here comes Ogerpon. I do have to play around. Actually, they don't have any priority moves right now. So I'm set to do this and go into Umbreon. I think they might have thrown this. I think. I'm not sure. Now, I'm assuming I'm going to knock out this Ogerpon with Bleakland Storm. It is 100% accurate, but a lot of times it doesn't get the KO. And since there's no damage on this Ogerpon, I am looking at a huge deficit. There's the Follow Me. Aim the tension. Close combat gets, oh, that's a lot of damage on that Ogerpon. Drops his defenses even more. Bleakland Storm. Ogerpon goes down. What is Umbreon gonna do? Yawn. And it goes right into Urshifu. Sneasler comes out. Okay, it's exerting pressure. Pick the board state. I have one more turn of Tailwind, one more turn of Rain. Protect. And I'm going to close combat the Sneasler. He's the Pokemon I have to worry about the most. There's some attacks. There's combat. Gets the KO. Sneasler goes down. And what I mean, like, he's the one that I have to worry about the most. I have to spend a turn to get Tailwind back up. I don't really want to do that because I genuinely outspeed Umbreon. Like, yeah, Snarl's going to come out, but it's not very effective against the Urshifu because he is a fighting type. So now the rain stopped, Tailwind's gone. And yes, Urshifu goes to sleep, but is there anything that this Umbreon can do that is going to really put a lot of pressure onto me? And I can even make it work. Oh no, I can't taunt. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And I'll close combat Umbreon, thinking that I'll wake up turn 1. Nope. No turn 1 wake ups. Frequent Storm. Okay. Alright, it's just Urshifu and Umbreon. If Urshifu wakes up, the game's over. Get it, Urshifu. Wake up. Nope. Foul play. Ooh. Ah, almost. Oh, it's a crit. Okay. Yeah, I had 3 minuses, but it was either I wake up that turn and KO the Umbreon, which then means I win, or they do anything else kind of like that to do, yeah, that. So it was literally, that was the last turn of the game, regardless of who won and who lost. I lost, but that was really, really close. That was a good match. Okay, we have Groudon, Walking Wake, Cornerstone, Ogerpon, Fluttermane, Ditto, and Incineroar. Interesting. So the Weather War is going to be won by Groudon, but it doesn't matter in either case of what happens, just because of the fact that, like, if I bring in my water, Walking Wake gets a buff. If I don't bring in my water, Walking Wake still gets a buff. But I also have to worry about Ditto as well. And Ditto, for those who don't know, copies stat boost and increases. So if I sat here, let's say if I had Shadow Rider Calyrex and did Nasty Plot twice, so it's a +4, and then Ditto gets thrown into that slot, their Shadow Rider Calyrex has a +4 in their special attack, just right off the bat. And then it could be equipped with Scarf, which means it would be infinitely faster than mine. Copies everything, the abilities. The only downside is that every attack has 5 PP, or Pokemon Power. So that's not fun. But I'm gonna open up with, let's go Tornadus and Urshifu. Let's go that way. Fluttermane, and I guess we'll bring in our own Kyogre. Not because I only had like a few seconds left, but I think this is the best course of action. If I can swing the weather my way, I think it's going to be like the best. But in a C6 Spring 4 format, doubles edition, it's going to be really, really interesting. So we have Walking Wake and Fluttermane. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and Tailwind up with here. Terra, Surgeon Strikes, and I'm going to go straight into that Fluttermane. Now, they're not going to swap the Fluttermane to be something else. What they're going to do is kind of bait out that slot. Now, that could be Incineroar, that could be Ogerpon, could be quite a bit, right? I think their course of action is to swap out Walking Wake to bring in someone else to be able to get that counter off and to kind of lower the damage that I could possibly do. They didn't switch, so that's not the case. They're just going to allow stuff to go through. The problem is that most Fluttermanes do get KO'd right away with Urshifu on the side of the field, so we'll see. Tailwind, because I want to go fast. Zoom, zoom. And Surgeon Strikes with Terra Water. Urshifu goes into Fluttermane, goes, whoa! 1 and 2. Now, I think Walking Wake does get Scald, which does hurt tremendously on Urshifu. Interesting. I'm okay with that. That still does a ton of damage. Don't get me wrong. That is a Life Orb Walking Wake. It still does a ton, but I've done pretty much all that I've needed to do. Groudon comes out, sets the sun, gets a photosynthesis boost over to Walking Wake, and special attack is boosted. But I'm going to go ahead and swap to Kyogre, and then go ahead and Surging Strikes into Groudon, because it can't protect, it can only Terra, and the Terra that is acceptable here is Grass and Water. If you do anything else, you're going to be taking a ton of damage, and you can't negate any of it. But I'm going to summon back Tornadus, because I have my Tailwind speeds, I don't have to worry about being outsped, and I'm going to get rid of that boost that Walking Wake has. So we'll take that effect away. Here comes Terra. Probably going to go to Groudon. Yep, there it is. And it's Steel? Why Steel? That doesn't resist water moves. Surging Strikes in the rain. Terra Water. There's the 1. There's the 2. There's the 3. It just makes it down to 1 HP. Just 1. Hydro Steam. Goes in Kyogre. That's still a lot of damage, but it's resisted. Zombie Tantrum. Into Urshifu. I'm okay with that. I'll eat those all day, every day. We'll go ahead and Ice Beam. Ice Beam does quite a bit against Walking Wake. Yeah, I'll do that. And they're yeah, I'll just go ahead and Surging Strikes into the Groudon. They can't do anything about it. Okay. I was gonna say, like, there's not a whole lot of options they could do to really counter me specifically. Like, if they swap out, I'm gonna probably knock out their Pokemon or do a ton of damage to it. Even with Ditto, it's still going to not copy everything that what my Urshifu can do. Like, yeah, they're gonna copy the stats of it, but they don't copy the item. So that's good for me. But if it's anything else, I'm gonna be doing a quarter of the damage if it was Urshifu. If they swapped Walking Wake and got Kyogre and had both like Groudon and Kyogre, that's actually bad for me, because then they resist a lot of my attacks. And then Groudon goes down and they bring out Walking Wake, and they still have a really strong Pokemon on their side of the field that does anything that it wants to do. So it makes it incredibly hard. But I guess in their eyes, they don't really have like a winning condition. They would have definitely made me fight for it the entire time. I'm glad for the win, but I think that they had like a better chance of knocking me out if they would have just played a little bit differently and probably a little bit more defensively. But I'm not sure. Okay, we have Zamazenta, Raging Bolt, Chien-Pao, Amoonguss, Dragonite, and Chi-Yu. Dragonite I have not seen in forever. I really want to use this Pokemon again. I really do. I really do. This team is a lot defensive. I don't know if this Dragonite is the Tailwind variant or if it's the Extreme Speed variant. Obviously, they do have a lot of priority moves on their side that's actually a huge benefit to them. My plan is to kind of go in with my heavy hitters right off the bat and then try to counter off of that. So we'll also bring in Chien-Pao, which is going to take care of Raging Bolt. Amoonguss doesn't really do anything to Chi-Yu, but it could with Sacred Sword, and we can also take care of Dragonite. So we do have counters for a lot of them. And then lastly, I'll bring in Ogerpon. Yeah, because I don't want to have it set up to where they can't. I don't want to have it set up to where it's just Flutter Mane against their Zamazenta. Zamazenta can be built in so many different ways. So I'm hoping this way is more my favor. So Chien-Pao and Zamazenta, shiny, let's go. Got Kyogre and Urshifu. Okay. Got the shield. So Zamite gets the boost. So question is, they don't really have anyone that they could safely swap into. I mean, they have a couple. Technically. Question is, which one is going to be more beneficial for them in the long run? I think doing this is okay. And then either one of these is just fine. But I think Qian Pao needs to go down first. So they withdrew Qian Pao to summon out Amoonguss. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. So Amoonguss is not going to be taking a ton of damage, but it can. Zamazenta in ground form lets us know that it has the Rusty Shield. So it is fighting Steel type. Strikes. It's not going to hurt Amoonguss as much, but it does have the Rocky Helmet, so I do have to play around that a little bit. So I also take myself about half. Just about. Hit 3 times. Fortune Pulse, it's going to miss the Amoonguss, but it's going to go straight into the Zamazenta for a lot of damage. It's almost a one hit. Body Press into Urshifu, gets the KO. Okay. Now I'll bring out my own Ogerpon. Sorry for the voice crack there. My Ogerpon comes out, looking pretty good here. And I go with this and follow me so that no spores can go out. Protect hits up on Zamazenta. Follow me. It's here. So no spores on the Amoonguss. Origin Pulse. Protects Zamazenta. But this is going to hit the Amoonguss quite a bit. It's almost a KO. Not close enough. Does not affect the Ogerpon. Okay. So, I'll just go ahead and do this again. But this time, I'm going to swing into Amoonguss first. Okay, I figured that was going to happen. So, Ivy Cudgel. KOs the Amoonguss. No Spore for you. And now that I know that you have Wide Guard, I'm going to be less likely to click Origin Pulse again. Even though it's now considered a single target move, it's still a AoE, so Wide Guard still protects. Here comes Raging Bolt. Dope. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and hit Raging Bolt, and I'm gonna follow me here. Wide Guard. Okay, that is just to protect Raging Bolt. Follow me so that you can't do your stuff. Ice Beam. Oh, that's an Assault Vest. There's Snarl. Okay, dropping my special attack and defense. How is my... Okay. Let's go and swap to Qian Pao. And I'm just going to go ahead and Ivy Cudgel into Zamazenta. This should be able to get the KO. Come back, because the rain's about to be gone. It's called Qian Pao. Put immediate pressure on this Raging Bolt. Zamazenta protects, but it can't because it used Wide Guard the previous turn. Ivy Cudgel. Yeah, Wide Guard and Protect both work as protect things. Now, the more times you use Wide Guard, the less time it's actually work. Another Bolt into Qian Pao. That's quite a bit. Rain stopped. Now Zama's gone. Qian Pao is here. Is that the only Pokemon they have left? Yeah, these are the last two. So if I play this correctly, I should be able to do it. Go and follow me. So I think one sort of ruin can be activated at one time. I did hear in the comments that they don't stack, and I have not seen whether or not that's the case. If you look at the calcs, it only can be clicked once. So I'm led to believe that it can only activate that one time, or activate once. If my Chi-Pao leaves, it's still on the field for everyone else, but needless to say, that is going to be the outcome. Nice spinner. Right into Raging Bolt, who is realistically my problem. Because now it's just Chi-Pao versus 3 of my Pokemon. Ice Spinner goes right into Ogerpon, because that was probably loaded to someone else. Sacred Sword and Follow Me. Okay, battle's canceled. Okay. And Follow Me does have a chance to miss as well, if I recall correctly. Since the match is over, I'll double check that real quick, because I don't want to sound like a liar. Follow Me. And from what I can tell, it does not have a rate that it can fail. While Protect and Wide Guard both share the potential of failing. So let me check Wide Guard real quick so you guys can have an understanding. For those in the back that don't know. So Wide Guard's 100% use, and then it drops to a third, the second use, and then it drops to a ninth, so 11.1%. So it goes from 100% to 33% to 11%, and it drops consecutively from there until it fails. Now, Protect also shares with this succession rate, because we just saw if you use Wide Guard and Protect, it's pretty much the same thing. So we'll go to Protect, and it has the same variables. So first use, it's 100%. Second use is 33. 3 use is 11, so on and so forth, right? So that's how it goes. Okay, we have Ice Rider Calyrex, Pelipper, Incineroar, Raging Bolt, Urshifu, and Amoonguss. The majority of this person's team relies on being slow. The only Pokemon that can actually be relatively fast is Urshifu and possibly Pelipper. But Urshifu is the outstanding attacker to be able to come in later on to do a ton of damage. Now, in our instance, there is a couple of things that we can do. We could enter Ogerpon and Urshifu, right, to kind of put a lot of pressure on top of that Ice Rider Calyrex, but we do have to worry about whether or not that we have to deal with Pelipper being on turn 1. Fake Out is also going to be a thing, and Fake Out is going to penetrate anything that we try to do. So here is my thought process. Ogerpon has to be on the team somewhere to be able to redirect things. There's just no way to go around it, so I can't Terra it whatsoever to resist Ice Rider Calyrex. So I'm going to go in with Urshifu first. I'm going to walk in with Chi-Pao, then Fluttermane, and then Ogerpon. We're going to leave Kyogre in the back. And it's probably not the best idea because they're automatically going to start with their Legend turn 1. But I didn't see anyone else that can set up Trick Room. So as long as they can keep Ice Rider Calyrex healthy or up, they should be able to do it. I don't know. They summon out Urshifu and Raging Bolt, and I have Chi-Pao and Urshifu. So I'm gonna go ahead and U-turn. Oh, is that a good idea? I mean, it would be. I can U-turn into Ogerpon, which then I take less damage. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. I'm gonna U-turn off of Urshifu. Ice Spinner into Raging Bolt. Switch strikes. I figured that was going to happen. Chi-Pao can go down here. It's totally fine. I barely live, but I'm actually going to go down. 100%. U-turn. I'm hoping to take down Raging Bolt with me because there was no Thunderclap. Bring out Ogerpon. That Urshifu is even... They either won the 50-50 or they're faster than mine, which is possible. I'm fully invested into attack on my Urshifu. It's 252 in attack with Animate Nature. If it was Jolly, it would be faster. I don't want mine to be faster. I want mine to be 1 point higher than Calyrex because I know people would invest in their speed. Okay. I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And we're gonna Horn Leech. I'm gonna go right into Urshifu, and then I think you turning again off Pelipper is gonna be the best. Terra, they're either winning the 50-50 or just generally faster. Water for Urshifu. I Terra'd Fire thinking that I was going to get hit by a Hurricane, but I'm actually going to get hit by Surging Strikes for a second. Body Aspects. Oh, no, I won the 50-50. Okay. So it's literally a 50-50. Out comes Fluttermane. Get the boost energy. Strikes, please hit Fluttermane. Nope, it's an Overcon. Which I'm okay with. Yeah, that takes down my Terra, but I can't do anything about it. I absolutely can't do anything about it. One time. Are you going to use Tailwind? Nope, Hurricane. That's the move I was afraid of. It's exactly the move I was afraid of. Okay, let's bring out Urshifu. My Urshifu is not going to do anything to these guys, though, which is going to suck. Let's do this. Dazzling Gleam. Enough. It's combat. Down goes Urshifu. Ball. This goes into Fluttermane. Gets to KO. Honestly, they probably should have went Hurricane. Because, yeah, like, I'm down to my last Pokemon, but it's Calyrex, who does little to no damage against my Urshifu, and it's Pelipper, who I can literally do this. And I outspeed. So yeah, do Trick Room, set yourself up. And yeah, the minuses are actually going to be hurting me quite a bit here. Actually, quite a bit. Power. Ooh. This is probably not enough to get a KO, but I'll do it. Nope. Okay. I mean, it's gonna, like, this Mon by himself is a 2 to 3 hit move. There's no way to get around that. Absolutely none. I wish Calyrexes were not as strong as they were, but they are super strong. They are incredibly strong. I didn't have, like, they didn't have to set up Trick Room. They could have set up Tailwind to be able to outspeed me, but I'm glad I didn't use that strat because I felt like I was gonna put myself in danger. And you know what? Even if I did, I don't think the outcome would have been different, to be honest. I don't think it was. But that's okay. This is what we do to learn, and this is what we do to survive. More to learn, actually. Having like different types of matchups teaches you things of what your limitations are. And while Shadow Rider or Ice Rider Calyrex is the most extreme outside of Shadow Rider, I mean, yeah, Shadow Rider is incredibly fast, but not bulky. Can do a ton of damage. but that doesn't mean anything if it can't KO anybody. Ice Rider can not only KO people, but survives multiple attacks. And not a lot of Pokemon gets through Protect. Like, yeah, you can faint. That's cool. But who is useful enough to learn Faint? I mean, me and Chow. But everyone uses Farigiraf. So it's like, how do you bring someone to counter the Pokemon that you're supposed to counter when that Pokemon that you're using to counter gets countered by one Pokemon with an ability? It's really rough out here. But again, knowing that information teaches us so much more, not only about ourselves, but what we could do to change to be better in the future. So now we know what our limitations are. We can also make steps to go forward and be better as a trainer overall. And that, ladies and gents of Pokefans alike, is going to be the end of today's video. As you can see on the screen, we are in Great Ball, rank 9, halfway through. We were actually one fight away, I feel, into Ultra Ball, which that would have been amazing if we were able to actually win that last match. But as promised, 5 battles in, we are 5 wins and 4 losses. Now that we know what our limitations are to some Pokemon, we can actually start calcing into better things with our team and also make changes. Now, I realized that I said yesterday that would be switching out the legend. I completely forgot about that, so I'll be doing my best to actually make changes to the team going forward if I feel like I need to. Well, we had like a wide assortment of Pokemon. We didn't. I think we versed one Miraidon, one Groudon, which is dope, Kyogre, which is also really cool, an Ice Rider, and Zamazenta. I love the variety, guys. Please give me more. I just don't want to be fighting Miraidons, Shadow Riders, and Ice Riders. Give me more variety, please. Man, the voice cracks suck. Anyways, so that's it. That's all that I really have to show to you guys today. I'm really excited about how things turned out, and I am happy with what we're doing. So in the next episode, or at least the next video, we're going to continue our season rank climb and do our best to get higher in the rank ladder. And I'm also going to keep up with my commitment of 5 matches for the rest of the week. So you get one for Thursday, you get one for Friday, and that'll be good for me. So yes, happy Wednesday, guys. Middle of the work week. Let's get it done and hopefully have a good long weekend to relax. Until then, I'm going to route the outro now, and I'll talk to you all later. For now, though, since it is the end of the video, I want to thank you all for watching. If you guys made it up to this point, shout outs to you. Love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. That's the best way to support me as a creator and what I do. Watch the videos all the way through. And if you guys want to help support it even further, please consider leaving a like, comment down below, and hitting the subscribe button. All of those are completely free, and that's the best way that I want to run this channel. So if you guys want to do that, awesome. If you guys don't want to, then you don't have to, but it does support everything that I'm trying to do. And if you do all of those things, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I cannot wait to see you in the next upload. I'm out. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Stay warm or cool, depending on where you're at. Stay hydrated, but most importantly, stay safe. I'll see you next time.